What's going on, guys? It's Marcus here with Discover Ignite, and today I actually want to share 3 resources with you guys that I think will actually help you guys build your confidence. Now, these particular resources, they aren't exactly aimed exactly at confidence, but they actually help you develop specific areas in your life that I think a lot of people may be lacking confidence. And a good example of that would be conversation, right? A lot of people, don't have a lot of confidence when they are dealing in normal everyday conversation, and it's important to build up that confidence, right? Because networking and getting to know other people and relationships, whatever it comes across, whenever you're trying to build any kind of relationship, it's good to have confidence in conversation. So that's what these typical books, these resources I'm providing for you guys will typically touch on as specific areas that I think will actually help you guys become more confident. So sit back, relax, and let's get into some of these books. So the first resource I have for you guys is actually something I did a lot of research on. I felt like I was a good conversationalist, but I felt like I could always improve, right? And this is an area where I feel like a lot of people lack confidence in, right? Is, trying to hold a conversation. And conversations are important, right? Whether it's, business or if it's a personal relationship, you always want to be able to hold a good conversation. And I think that's extremely important in our lives. And so this particular book that I'm talking about is called How to Talk to Anyone. Now, this book is a great book. It has a lot of good golden nuggets in it, right? Because it really makes you think about what a good conversationalist is, right? And you would think it's about talking, right? But in fact, it's actually the opposite. You want to be the person that is listening, right? You want to be that person that's actually, paying attention to what that person is saying, because that person actually leaves you tons of little tidbits of details that you can actually pick up on and, possibly go back to if you feel like the conversation is dying out, or you feel like you don't like the way the conversation is going. So you can pivot that conversation to, that little tidbit of information that they were talking about. And so it just has tons of useful information like that, just to how to control the conversation, how to, keep the conversation going, how to make that person feel like, man, that person was, I love talking to that person was great, right? This book really does that. It really makes you feel like you are a great conversationalist, right? In which, in fact, you don't really talk a lot, right? You typically are just paying attention to what the other person is saying and, picking up on the details, right? Because that's what it's all about, just actually listening, being genuine and listening to what they're saying, and, just kind of just throwing questions out here and there just to steer the conversation and, keep the conversation going. And because a lot of people, they do like to talk about themselves, right? And so that this book would tremendously help somebody that, maybe lacking confidence in conversation. So this is a must read that I think you should pick up. So this next resource I think is extremely important because it helps you actually dig down into the root of why you may feel like you aren't confident, right? And a lot of people are so worried about what other people think of them, right? And it's fair, right? Because by human nature, right, as human beings, we are naturally, wanting the approval of other people, right? That's just in our blood, but you have to take that with a grain of salt. And this resource called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck really dives into that, right? It really actually focuses on why you feel like you can't do it, and it gets raw, right? It gets really raw with understanding that aspect of it, right? And then it builds you up to, realizing that you shouldn't really care about all this stuff. Like, it doesn't really matter what other people think of you, right? It's your life, and if you are not happy, if you are living life by somebody else's means, then life will be hard. You won't have confidence. You won't have any of that stuff because you can't succeed because you're more worried about what other people think of you. And it really breaks all that stuff down, and not only is it raw, but it has some phenomenal humor in it, which I think anybody would love. So again, pick up this book for good confidence building, right, at the core. So this next resource I have for you guys is something that I think is extremely important, because to build confidence, right, especially if it's something that you're not familiar with, right, is to push yourself, right, and to be on the edge of being uncomfortable until it becomes the comfortable, right? And that can be extremely hard, especially if you have lived a life where, your confidence has been low your whole life and you just want to be secure, right? And it's hard to, even think about, pushing your comfort zone because maybe you just get anxious, right? And maybe you're fighting anxiety really bad because just the thought of it just drives you up the wall. But this book will help that, right? And the concept from this book is really what I'm touching on here to help build your confidence, because a lot of those people, again, it's hard for them to reach out, right? To live on the edge of where the uncomfortable is, right? And this book I'm talking about is actually the 5-second rule. And this book is a phenomenal read. It's about Mel Robbins and how, she overcomes anxiety, depression by using this rule, but it is a rule that I think you can apply to, any other part of your life where you feel like you're just not confident in, and how to build that, right? And the whole concept behind this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule is like a rocket taking off, right? So when you feel like you are not confident in something and you feel the excuses that they're coming in, that you want to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and then just take action, whatever it is, right? So whatever that may be, if you feel like you are not confident in a relationship, right, and you want to start a relationship or whatever it is, and you find that pretty guy or girl, whatever, and you want to, say hi to them, right? And you're trying to build that confidence. How do you build that confidence? Well, when you see them, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just go over there and say hi. That's all you have to do, right? And so that concept, I think, can help anybody with lack of confidence in any aspect of your life, is just to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just take action, right? Don't allow the excuses to come in your head. Just do whatever you got to do to start building that confidence in whatever area that you want to build it in. So these resources, I think, can help anybody in their life. There's a lot of different aspects of our life, and I've only touched on some of them, but I think these are some of the main things that a lot of people have struggles with confidence, right? Whether that's in conversation, whether that's, just some deep-rooted thing in your life where you're so worried about what other people think of you, right? That your confidence is you're just scared, right? There's so much fear there that you're worried about what everybody else thinks, and that can be hard, right? And then there's that trying to execute, right? Live on the edge, and that's where that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule comes in. And then just start taking action on the things that make you uncomfortable. So I hope these resources help you guys. If they have, please leave a comment down below and let me know, what resource you enjoyed, or if you enjoyed all of them, whatever the case may be. Also, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. And until next time, I will see you guys later.